A lot of dope songs people like are made by a group of people telling rappers what to say.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons.
Ice Cube recently made some bold statements that have sparked intense controversy and raised important questions about the influence of the rap industry. According to Ice Cube, Hollywood elites are not only calling the shots in the music industry, but they also have their fingers in the private prison pie. Talk about a shady double life. But that's not all, folks. Our boy Ice Cube is dropping some major bombshells by claiming that these record labels and committees are actually pulling the strings and controlling what rappers say in their songs. It's like they're playing puppet masters, orchestrating a grand scheme to promote criminal activity through catchy tunes. Can you believe it? We're about to dig deep into these shocking allegations and find out if there's any truth to them. So buckle up. Ice Cube recent claims that rappers often find themselves behind bars is not without merit.
Some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
Over the years, numerous prominent artists have faced jail time, which raises concerns about whether record labels may profit from their artists' music and their subsequent imprisonment. Ice Cube's assertion that rappers frequently end up in jail might actually be true, because when we consider the numerous prominent artists who have faced legal troubles throughout their careers, it doesn't quite add up. You see, it doesn't take much for rappers to get caught up in the mix. When you're a high-profile artist who comes from a lifestyle of actual street activity or the glamorization of it, you're even more prone to be a target by these Hollywood elites at all times. And unfortunately, many of rap's most popular faces and names have done pretty lengthy bids in the can. There are a good amount of artists who have done their time but have since walked free. Take, for example, JT of the City Girls. Right as the duo was rising in 2018, JT was sentenced to 2 years in prison for scamming and spent the latter half of her bid at a halfway house. 42 Doug was also dropping bars in the booth since he spent some time behind them as well. Doug spent over 6 years in the can from 2010 to 2017. Meanwhile, Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel famously got arrested together on a slew of charges, alongside their other GS9 affiliates in 2014. Luckily, the two have regained their freedom over the last couple of years. Anyway, a similar situation happened with 6ix9ine in 2018, who aired out everyone he could offer to reduce his sentence drastically as he was looped into the crimes of the 9 Trey Bloods gang. The pandemic is actually what trimmed some time off his sentence. In any case, while it is crucial to avoid oversimplification and acknowledge the multifaceted reasons behind rappers' legal issues, the connection between rap music and criminality remains a recurring theme. Ice Cube's claim that the rap industry perpetuates and profits from this cycle becomes even more compelling when we analyze the experiences of artists who have fallen victim to the criminal justice system. What's more, Ice Cube's remarks extend beyond the issue of rappers being imprisoned, unveiling the far-reaching control exerted by record labels and committees over the content of rap music. He revealed that the process of album creation is increasingly governed by these committees who dictate and regulate what artists are allowed to express in their songs.
A lot of dope songs people like are made by a group of people telling rappers what to say.
While collaboration and creative input from various sources have always existed in the music industry, Ice Cube's claim suggests an elevated level of manipulation where artists are no longer solely responsible for their creative expression. The role of these committees and gatekeepers in controlling the narrative of rap songs opens a debate about whether the music industry intentionally guides listeners towards certain themes and ideologies. Perhaps the most striking claim made by Ice Cube is that the rap industry, including mainstream outlets, acts as a tool for corporate conglomerates to control the minds, personalities, emotions, spending habits, and movements of the audience. This allegation ties back to the alleged ownership of private prisons by the same individuals who own record labels. While critical analysis and additional evidence are necessary to substantiate such claims, they raise profound concerns about the influence of corporate interests on mainstream media and popular music. The notion that the rap industry, as a powerful cultural force, can be leveraged to shape societal behavior is both intriguing and disconcerting. To comprehend the potential impact of corporate conglomerates on the music industry, it is crucial to examine the broader context of media ownership and manipulation. The consolidation of media outlets under large conglomerates has raised concerns about the diversity of perspectives and the influence of these corporations on public opinion. What's more, Looking at the increased crime rate in the U.S. begs the question as to whether these record labels are responsible for brainwashing members of the public through the controversial music they release. You see, there's been a dramatic uptick in crime over the last several years. FBI data shows that it rose nearly 30% from 2019 to 2020, the largest single-year increase ever recorded in the U.S. The number of homicides increased 4.3% nationally in 2021, according to the FBI report, and Asher says it likely decreased by a similar amount so far this year. Nonetheless, it's higher than it was in 2019. Now, you might be wondering why the public has been oblivious to all these evil doings of these elites, right? The reason why the general public remains oblivious to the wicked doings of these elites is all part of a grand plan to keep us in the dark. Can you believe it? These powerful individuals have been masterminding diversion tactics to ensure we never focus on their shady dealings. And guess who spilled all the tantalizing details about this covert operation? None other than Ice Cube himself during a captivating episode of Bill Maher's podcast. Can you imagine the tea they must have spilled during that marathon hour-and-a-half conversation? It must have been hotter than a fresh rap battle, but let's dive into the scandalous revelations that took place on that podcast. Bill Maher, never one to shy away from controversy, took aim at the growing woke culture. He didn't hold back, comparing it to the drama-filled antics of the iconic movie Mean Girls. Oh, the shade. According to Maher, these self-proclaimed woke warriors are constantly on the prowl, searching for flaws in others and creating a toxic environment of fault-finding. Now here's where it gets juicy. Ice Cube, known for his no-nonsense attitude, seized the moment and dropped some truth bombs that left everyone gasping for air. He boldly suggested that these petty arguments and incessant distractions are intentionally thrown at us by the powers that be, their cunning plan to keep us divided and diverted from the real issues that are tearing our society apart. Ice Cube, being no stranger to the inner workings of the music industry, drew from his experiences to expose the puppet strings being pulled behind the scenes. In his eyes, it all boils down to power and control. The industry's heavyweights manipulate the narrative, ensuring that we bicker and chase after meaningless words instead of addressing the root causes of our problems. It's just done to really keep us bickering and chasing these words, Ice Cube emphasized passionately, so they're not really getting to the root of the issues, which are most of the time very common if we really go down to the root of it. Can you imagine the shockwaves that reverberated through the entertainment world after Ice Cube dropped these truth bombs? The industry's dirty little secrets exposed for all to see. It's like lifting the curtain on a grand stage production, revealing the hidden machinations that manipulate our perceptions. Ice Cube's revelations have ignited a firestorm of debate and speculation. Some dismiss his claims as mere conspiracy theories, while others hail him as a truth-teller, bravely challenging the status quo. This man is telling the truth. It's how it's always has been. The labels control the artist and their persona. One fan commented, "He is telling the truth. The music that plays on black stations is death culture," another fan added, to which one fan replied saying, "Those aren't even so-called black people working at nor running these so-called black radio stations." Another fan took things to a whole new level by claiming absolute facts. Been doing it as long as music has been around. They steal others' creative ideas through spells, mind reading, voodoo, witchcraft, black spells, all kinds of ungodly mess. They read events in the future years in advance and craft the music industry by writing music for the biggest artists and steal from unassuming people totally unaware that their life story is being talked about in music for years. Another fan added, "The only thing I worry about is Ice Cube's safety. Telling the truth can cause harm to his family. So many people are exposing the industry and end up missing. It's a shame. I never want to be a part of the industry. So many kids get into this and end up being mistreated mentally and physically. I am proud of Ice Cube for his bravery. Just be careful because you see what's going on with Jamie Foxx." In any case, Ice Cube's words have struck a nerve, igniting a fierce debate and shining a spotlight on the potential dark side of an industry that thrives on glitz and glamour. Whether his claims are ultimately proven true or dismissed as mere conspiracy, the impact of his words has left an indelible mark on the music industry's reputation. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.